there, I'm Sally Rippin, the author of the Billie B Brown and Hey Jack series. They're a series I feel very, very attached to. Billie is a lot like me when I was growing up. I have a very strong memory of myself at around age 6, and so it's very easy for me to just go back and mine stories from that period of my life. And I think in some ways because I can remember not just the things that I did as a child at that age, but more importantly how they made me feel. I think this is what I try to put into the stories that I think that kids really connect with and relate to. The way that the Billie stories are written was done in a very particular way. I started writing them when my youngest son was in grade 2 and he was really struggling to learn to read, unlike his 2 older brothers. And it looked like that there were some difficulties there, and the books that he was bringing home from school were pretty boring actually, and so he couldn't really see why he would bother, because it didn't matter how hard he tried, he couldn't really find a way into the story. So I guess that I saw the challenge when I was writing the Billie story was to use the kind of language that we were seeing in the readers that we were practicing together, but really to create a story that had some depth and some heart and proper characters and conflict and all the things you want in a good story. And I would test them out on my son, and if he kind of looked around or I lost his attention, then I would cross out any sentences or anything that I could see wasn't going to engage him. But if I was able to keep his attention for the whole story, then I'd know that I got it. So all the stories were road tested on him. A lot of them are based on things that, like I said before, that I remember doing when I was growing up, but also watching him and his friends and how they would interact. So that was 10 years ago now, and he's 16, and later on we discovered he's dyslexic, and so he still struggles with reading, but he really does still love stories. And I think all of our children, all of our young readers, provided we give them material that's engaging, that they can relate to, that gives them the incentive to want to read, this is always the best possible start. And that's what I aim to do with every Billie book I write, and the things that I do when I go to chat with kids in schools or in bookstores, is to find a way to engage with them on their level. So welcome to the holiday program. Hopefully it'll give you lots of activities to share with your kids, and I'm really excited about it. The team at Hardy Grant Egmont are doing an amazing job. This is the very early days, but we'd love to hear your thoughts. Take care. We're going to be looking at lots of books together, lots of stories about Billie B Brown, and some of you will have already read lots of the Billie stories. Some of you will be just learning to read, and like anything, being a good reader takes a lot of practice. So some of you might find you pick it up quite quickly, others of you might need a little bit more help, but you'll find before too long that if you put the work in and that little bit of practice, you will all become a super duper reader just like Billie. So this is something that we can work on together, and each week I'm really excited to introduce you to some more Billie stories.